Hello, everybody. Greetings of the day. Hope you guys are well and safe and enjoying your life. Welcome to my channel, Technical Tips with Hassan, and I hope you like my previous videos. Basically, as you know, that I am making this series on the Linux Foundation certified sysadmin, which is a very important certification, and it's a performance-based exam. There are many certification out there for Linux, but most of them are not performance-based, as multiple choices. So this is a performance-based, and if some companies have checked that you have passed the certification, they would definitely know that you hold some skills there. So before I start, just want to let you know that I have this virtual machine installed here on my system, on my local system. I also have a terminal open here, which is connected to that virtual machine via SSH. I will cover this topic, the SSH topic, definitely, so don't worry about it. For now, you can follow my video there. So the agenda, what agenda do we have? So we have the time management. Also we have the at command. It's pretty much similar with the cron tab, but there are a bit of differences I will explain. Also the process management, very important topic. System monitoring, I mean, it's a very important topic as well. And then we have the logs. Logs are very important topic as well, and for a system administrator, logs are the key to troubleshoot. So this is what our agenda is, and without any delay I will go forward and move to our first point. So the first point the first point is the time management, and how we can set up the time. So but first of all, just want to give you a little bit background, and I will cover that topic when I will move to my networking part, and then I will definitely show you and configure those services. So usually we use the services, we don't configure the time manually. We configure the services. It was NTP network time time something, I actually forgot what is it. Okay, and also the newer version of NTP is the cronid, which we use to manage the time. So I will configure those services. I will install those services, and you will see how I will configure it. And we don't have to manage the time every time manually, and it will be configured from the the global timings, and that's how we configure the time. But for now, I just want to show you the timedatectl command. It's a very important one, and you should really get your hands onto this. Okay, so timedatectl, you can see it's giving the local time Tuesday, 4th of January 2022, but the local time is set up to the zone of America Santiago. Basically, I am not residing in America Santiago. I am in Dublin, Ireland at the moment, so I will set up the time accordingly. But you see that it gives us a lot of information there. NTP is enabled there, entropy synchronization is enabled, and there are a lot of information. You can have a look. But this time is not right. And before we move to the at command, where we will configure the jobs, we have to set up the time so that it doesn't doesn't mismatch the time, because that scheduled jobs needs to be set up according to the time. So we need to set the time first before we move to that topic. So you see that we have the time datectl. We also have a lot of information with there. For example, list the time zone. If we list the time zone, you can see we have pretty much many time zones there. For example, Africa, America, and we also have, for example, just quickly the grep command. I already showed you how we use the grep command. So grep, for example, Asia. So if you see that now it's giving the Asian time zone there, so all of the Asian time zone there. And if you want to use, for example, Europe, so EU or OP Europe, you can see a lot of European time zones there, so you can set up your time accordingly. For example, I have the suitable time zone for me is the Europe Dublin. So what I will do is that I will timedatectl and set time zone, zone with double quotes, Europe time zone. Now you can see that it's 4 o'clock and 6 minutes Tuesday, which is not the time. Currently the time at my location is 7 o'clock and 6 minutes, and when I will set this time zone, this time will be changed here. So for example, if I click this, and now you see that I have 7 o'clock and 6 minutes, which is perfect and which is definitely my time zone there. Now, so this is how you set up your time zone, but we can also configure the cronid or ntp. Ntp is old service, the new one is the cronid. So I'll show you how we can configure that in our networking part of this series. And there are a lot of things to learn about Linux. Definitely you're going to enjoy this series, and let me tell you, after following this series, you will definitely pass the LFCS exam if you follow this series, word by word, and every video you will definitely pass the LFCS. And it is not an easy job, let me tell you clearly. It is not an easy job, but if you do the hard work, and if you follow the videos, and if you deep dive in all of the commands, search more on these commands and on these processes, you will definitely pass this examination. Okay, the next one, the agenda we have is the add command. So add command is very important one. Now, what is add command? Add is like the cron job or cron tab, which allows you to schedule a job, but only once. Okay, for example, in cron job we can schedule a job, for example, every day at 9 o'clock, create a file. It will create a file every day at 9 o'clock. But if you want to schedule a job, you can simply if you want to schedule a job for once, you can use at, and at will schedule a job for one time. So that's from the at. And now we will go to the lab, and I'll show you. There are a couple of commands. As you can see, if you want to schedule a job, you can type at, and there is a syntax actually. I'll show you now when I will move to the lab. ATQ command will list the any at job if you have, and atrm will remove if you have any scheduled job there. So we will move to the lab quickly. Okay. At, so what exactly we do is, for example, what's the time there now? It's 7 o'clock and 8 minutes. I will schedule a job for 7 o'clock and 10 minutes. So if I say at, and I will schedule a job for 19:10, and now it will say, so I want to schedule a job, for example, echo, this is my FIOS first at job, and I want to redirect this to at job .txt. That's it, and we can press Ctrl D to exit out of this. Okay, now if you see that it is scheduled for 7 o'clock and 10 minutes, we already have 7 o'clock 9 minutes. If you see the date, so it's 7 o'clock 9 minutes and 27 seconds, and you see that we don't have this file here. If you can see, we don't have any file here with that name, but once this job will run, we should have that. So there's 20 seconds left there more, and then you will see this file is created there. So as I mentioned, that this add command, this is simply for the one-time use. So you see you have only 3 seconds left, and there you go, it's done. We should have that where it is. Let me see. Yeah, we can see that. There we are. This is the file it created, and if you cat this, you can see the content as well here. So this is how we use it. The one more thing which I just want to show you is for example, so I want to schedule it for 15 minutes, yes, and for example, touch, I want to sorry, I wanted to create, for example, sorry, 100 files. This is 100 PDF. So for example, I wanted to, create 100 files at 7:15, and you will see that it will do it. But you see, if we want to know that, as we can see our notes, if we want to know about the if there is any job setup, we can type atq, and it will tell us, yes, there is one job is scheduled by root at 7:15. And if we want to remove this, we can say atrm, and usage, sorry, she's still there, let me see, I think it's, give me 1 second, no, it should be this one, no, I can't actually, that should remove the entry, we say man atrm, see that deletes the job identifier. So how we can remove this? You see that when you forget a command, you simply can type man at, and you can delete the, you can find out more on how you can perform it. But let's see again. Okay, so it says that timestamp, for example, if we say -t and clock 15 minutes, no, actually it's not working. Anyways, I'll leave it on you, and you find out why it's not working, and or I will show you, or I will leave it in the description, the exact command how we can remove this the job entry. So that was the at command, which is there. The next one is very important one, and you have to actually, also one more thing which I just want to tell you in the okay, for example, here at command listing. So what if you want to schedule a job, maybe for example on the 16th of February 2022. So how you can schedule that one-time job? So just want to let you know, so that you will have the command in your mind. So for example, I want to schedule a job for 2:15, and I want to, for example, schedule job for 10th of, for example, February. So I'll say 0222, and then it will tell me, for example, touch file.txt and control D. So you see that now this job has been scheduled, and I'm sorry, it was actually October, sorry, I have to, it's my bad actually. So I scheduled the job for the October, the 2nd of the October 2022. But anyways, you know that how this syntax works, and now it's scheduled. So this is how we schedule the job. If we want, for example, schedule a job in the advanced dates, we can do that. Okay, now the next one is a very important one, the process management. Now what's the process? There are a lot of processes are running in the Linux operating system at one time. For example, I will quickly show you. If I show you here, I'm going to, so to check the process, okay, to list the process, you have to press PS. There are a lot of options with the PS which we can use, so but -ef is the process command. You can see that how many processes are running there, you see that, and who's running these processes, what users are running these processes. And there are a lot of processes are running at this stage. So we usually what we do is that we manage the process, we prioritize them. we kill them as well if we see that this process is taking too much memory or space, or so we kill those processes as well, which is making a hurdle for other processes. So that's how we we use the process management term, where we manage the processes. So first of all, for example, you can see the BG, so it's the background job. So I'll quickly show you what exactly it is and how we are going to deal with it. So first of all, for example, if I say sleep 5, okay, it will sleep for 5 seconds, and then I will get my prompt back. Okay, so this is a process. You see that after 5 seconds, it gives me the prompt. So what if I want to sleep it first? So this is the process. Okay, this is the process which is running. So now if I say Control Z, it stopped the process. Okay, but it doesn't exit the process. So what I'm gonna do is that I will say, for example, BG. So BG will run this process in the background. So if I say BG, you see that now the process that sleep 50 seconds is running in the background. To verify, you can type jobs, and it will say that yes, one job is running in the background, which is sleep for 50 seconds. Okay, and the next one is the FG. So if we want to get this process in the foreground, we simply press FG, and you see that this process comes on the front, and now we will get our prompt back after 50 seconds. So that's a very basic introduction of how we put the process in the background, how we put the process in the front, in the foreground. You see that we got our prompt back there. Now what the next is the process which are attached to the terminal. Okay, so let me tell you quickly one thing before I move further. Okay, I'm going to put this start this process again. I'll put BG and put it in the background. Now if I say ps-ef sorry, ps-ef, and if I go and grep for sleep process, you will see that we have that 50-second sleep which is there. Okay, this is 60-second sleep. Just ignore this. This is always there. This is always there in the Linux, but this is the 50 seconds. Okay, what I'll do is I will for example, if I say FG, this comes in, I will say Control plus C. Now it exit the job. Say jobs, there is no process. Just to differentiate, I'm going to make it, for example, 88. Okay, so if I press 88 Control Z, and if I say BG, and now this job is running at the background, and if I now again say ps-ef, you see that 88 is there and it's running. We have the process ID as well there, and we have this process is there already. Okay, this is how we know that these processes are still running there. Now there is another thing which I just want to let you know. Okay, so for example, I just want to bring this one in the front and close this so that we don't have, now if you say this one, we don't have that 88 like we do have here. We don't have that process there. Now what I want to do is that very quickly I want to show you one thing. Okay, I'm going to open another terminal here. Okay, and if I open it in a different, sorry, give me 1 second, and okay, that's a bit of good. Okay, you see this is another terminal, and I am logged in as root there. Okay, or what I'll do is I'll exit this and I'll log in as different user. Okay, I'm logged in as different users. Okay, current. Okay, that's good. It's no. Okay, I'm logged in as a different user. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is that I will initiate a process here. Okay, I'll say, for example, sleep for 1100 seconds. Okay, and this is there. What I'm going to do is I will say bg so that this process will be running in the background. Now if I say, for example, again, you see that we have that 100 seconds process is showing here, which is root which is initiated by HRSA user. Okay, now if I close this terminal, okay, you see that I close this terminal, and if I check this, you see that we don't have that 100 seconds sleep process there. So what we learn is that we don't have, the job, or if the process, if we run from one terminal windows, it attached to the terminal windows, and when we close that terminal window, this will be gone. That process will be gone because that attached to that terminal window. To get rid of this problem and to avoid this issue, we use the no hop command. Okay, you see that here the process attached to the terminal. So what I'm going to do is, this time I'm going to open a new terminal again, and I'm sorry, I think it's open a new tab actually. So I'll close this and I'll open a new window actually, sorry. Okay, so open a new window and I'll run the same thing. Okay, now you see that I'm logged in there. I'm going to run no hop. No hop is a command, okay, and how the no hop, and then the process which you want to execute, and the ampersand the command you should sleep. So for example, if you say sleep for example 225 seconds, and then you press ampersand, okay, what it will do is it will, you see that now if we say, for example, we'll check that we have this, yes, we have that 225 second sleep process executed by HRSA user is there. Now if we close the terminal, for example, there you go, I'm going to close the terminal, and if I check this again, the process is there. Now it doesn't attach to the terminal. Okay, now it leaves on the virtual machine, and this process is now keep going. So no hop is a very important command which you really should practice on. Another thing, for example, which I would say, for example, okay, I'll kill this process. So I'll kill this pkill. So I'll cover this first. Pkill command is that usually we use kill command, which we use to kill the processes by ID, but pkill is used to kill the process by their name. So I want to pkill the sleep process, so I kill that. Now you see this, there is no 225 second sleep job is there, so I kill that job. Okay, this 60 second I mentioned that, no need to worry, it's always there. So you see that I have killed that command and it's gone there. Now what I want to show you is you remember that I taught you standard input, standard output, and standard error. So here you can use that as well. Okay, so for example, I'm going to open the new command again, new terminal again. I'm going to log in with the new user. Okay, I'm in here, and I use the no hop. Okay, and you see that, for example, if I run this, there are a lot of errors come. Okay, a lot of errors come. What I'll do is I will redirect these errors to dev null. Dev null mean nothing. Okay, if you want to, for example, delete something, okay, you just say move that thing to dev null and it will be gone. And then 2 greater than n%, 1 n%. So that's standard error, which is going to be, it will not show. It will go to the dev null. Dev null mean nothing. Okay, now you see that it doesn't show you all of those error messages which it shows before. Okay, for example, if I execute another one, 240, you see that these all errors and everything, it is showed there. Now when we ran this command, you see that it doesn't show, but it gives the same job there. If I close the terminal and if I grep here for sleep, you see that 2 jobs are there, 240 seconds, 225 seconds. So that's that's how we manage the process, how we can bring in foreground, background, you know, how we can attach to this terminal, and how we deattach to terminal, how we kill the process by name. The next and very important command is nice. So what is nice exactly? Okay, so nice is the priority. Okay, basically what I would say simply, nice is the priority of the priority of the process. Okay, so I'll quickly show you here. Okay, so if I press top command, I showed you here, you see that? Nice, this is the priority. So how we deal with the priority? Okay, so the nice scale, okay, I'll just quickly write it here as well so that you can take a screenshot as well. Scale, this starts you know, scale start from, I'll, you know, keep it a little down so that I can cover in. Okay, so nice command basically start from -20 to 19. Okay, so as much as we have the less number towards the -20, that gets the higher priority. Okay, so for example, if you see here, -20, 19, 5, so the process with -20 priority, it means that's the highest priority. So if you for example make a, you know, bring a process which will be with the nice priority of -20, system will say that's it, that's the process which I have to take care of. Okay, so that the system will give the priority to that process. So what's the syntax to give the priority to the processes? So it will be nice -n, and then give a priority of, for example, 7, and then the process, for example, sleep for 101 seconds. See that? As the same, we say, for example, bj as run in there. Okay, now if we say, for example, ps-ef and grep for sleep, you can see that this process is there. Okay, so that's, you know, we usually give the usually give the priority to the processes so that it runs that process on the priority basis. So that's you know, pretty much it from this slide. The next one which we have is the logs. Okay, but before, you know, I move to log, I really want to tell you about some commands. Okay, some commands which are really you know, important for the system monitoring, and which you should really know, you know. For example, the first command we have is the dmesg. Okay, dmesg, you know, I quickly run this command dmesg. Okay, so you see that there's a lot of logs and messages thrown onto you. But I just want to let you know that you can, you can say man to this to find out different options, and how it shows, for example, in real time as well. We have everything. So by the way, so what we'll do is that, for example, you know, the more command as well, so we'll do more so that it will, you know, show only one page at a time. So you can see it's just, here is our command which I executed, and this is the page. So you see that this gives you the system related warnings, you know, for example, error messages and you know, some service software failures. So it also gives you some BIOS related info. So I would like, you know, I would suggest you to, you know, go through this and check the processes during the troubleshooting. You really need this, and you should, you know, take care of this. Okay, so the next command which I would like to cover is the IO state. I think Iostat, yes. So Iostat, it means input output statistics. Okay, so it usually, you know, it is used to check all the peripheral devices like, you know, disks, network, you know, network interface cards, and that's what it gives you. So for example, you can see here, you know, Iostat, you see that STA1, for example, this is the disk. Okay, so disk, you know, time and the the kb read speed per seconds, write speed per seconds. So this is this is what it it tells you the information about the CPU, as you can see, the system and the user. So this is what it gives you the information. So for example, if you want to get an information in real time, okay, sorry, I'm sorry, give me a second, why it's not okay. So we say man Iostat. So you can see that that's a very good command, very friendly command. You really it really will help you in your exam, actually. Not all the time for sure, but so display the CPU and okay, display the status in kilobyte, register PT, each report displayed time, okay, -T, and display the same history boot from our devices to see that a lot of useful information, if you can see that. But anyways, we'll leave this. You can Iostat, sorry, Iostat FT, I think, yes, FT1, yes. So you see that -T1, now it gives you the information about all of the peripheral devices every second. It's giving you the fresh information. If you see the time here, you can see that it's for every second it giving you the reading there. So you see that to quit this, you can simply say Control-C. So that's a very important command, okay, and you should really look into it. The next one is very important one, okay, netsat is very important one, sorry, and I'll grab it two more. Netsat. So what is the netsat? Netsat, actually, this is the network utility that displays network connections, for TCP and routing tables. So basically, that's what we use. It also gives you the information about all the processes, networking processes, incoming traffic, and what process is listening on what ports. So this gives you that information, and usually, which I use the attribute with this is the -NOTP. So you see that. So for example, your RCP, this is a DNS, it's listening, sorry, here it's listening on port 53. SSH, which we use to connect to this virtual machine, is listening to the port 22. So you see that process and the process IDs, they are actively listening at this stage. And on what ports are they listening? SSH, the typical port for the SSH is the the 22. And you see that these are a couple of ports which are there. So for example, if I install yum install httpd, this is the Apache server, okay. So if I oh, is it installed already? Okay, sorry, ctlstaad, sorry, status pd, it's inactive. So if we start this process, Apache is a web server basically, and I will show you how you will configure this. It's a very interesting topic, very interesting topic, and you will really like this. So if you see the status now, and it is active and running now, if we type, for example, netstat -NLTP, you see that now it's typically listen, all of the web servers listens on port 80, until unless you configure this on different port, but it listens on port 80, and you can see that now we have the Apache server as well, which is listening on port 80. So this is very important. These are very important. These were very important command, Iostat and the netstat. So these three commands which you should really know that. Of course, the other one as well, which is top command, ps command, which used to check the processes, okay. And for example, if you say cat etc proc in no, sorry, it's actually, you can quickly check, actually, cat proc CPU, yeah, you see that cat proc CPU info, This is very important one which you should really familiar with. And also memory info as well, you can use that as well, meminfo, and if you really want to get your memory information, you can say m, and it will give you the total memory, free memory, and available memory is there, so you can get this as well. So I'll just type this as well here, and you can see this, and there we are. So these are very important commands, to troubleshoot and to get to know more about Linux. These are very important commands which you should really know. Now we left this slide, actually the logs one, which is very important and very a vital thing which a system administrator really look for when there is a problem. And usually system administrator troubleshoot the things from the log messages. So when you have any problems come, so you have to check the log. So basically log files are the set of the records that usually Linux manage for the administrators to keep track of important events, and they contain messages about server, including kernel, and many other things. And there are a couple of important logs which I thought that I should really discuss it with you, and let's hit it on as well. I'm sorry, actually it's this video is going a little bit long, and I really didn't want to make it a bit long, but there are very important topic which I think that we should cover, so bear with me and you will enjoy definitely, and you will learn a lot in this. So first of all, if we go to var log, that's the folder where you have to go, where all the system logs are present here. Okay, so htr, so all of the logs are here, for example mail log, firewall log, boot log, cron log, messages, secure log. These are the very important yum log. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the important logs which we usually do. So for example, first of all, the var log messages. Okay, so this log file contains generic system activity logs. It mainly used to store informational and for example non-critical system messages. Here you can track for example boot errors, application related errors, services error, and messages that log during the system startup basically. And this is, I would say that this is the first log of file which a system administrator should check if something goes wrong. So we quickly check this, how it looks like. So this is, you see that, so you see that remove slice user for HRSA. For example, we terminated the for example, we start the, you see that we start the Apache server just now, and it's it load the message there as well. So these kind of things which it really keep a track of. The next one is the, for example, sorry, authentication. Actually, what's the next one? Auth.log. Actually, I think it's not there, but it should be there. Let me check this one. But what exactly the auth.log is all authentication related events. It actually, which I can see that I think it's the other distribution in Debian or Ubuntu where we have the auth.log, which okay, anyways, it's good that we have covered this. The next one is the secure log. Okay, so secure log is very important. It mostly used to track the usage of, for example, authorization system. Okay, it stores all security related messages including the authentication failure as well. So for example, if I log into to the system and I fail the authentication, and it will record that yes, this user was trying to SSH to it, and it doesn't successfully logged in. So it also tracks of sudo login as well, for example, and SSH logins, other errors logged by system security services. So that's what we use. So for example, if we quickly check this one, sorry, secure, so you see that how many sessions are there. So what I do is I will show you very interesting thing. Okay, you know that tail and head command which I already showed you. You know, if I say tail secure, so it will give me only the last few lines of the logs. Okay, it will not give me, you know, all of the logs. But there is a very important and very interesting feature of the tail is that it gives you the live log as well. For example, if you say tail -f, now it will give you the real-time login. Okay, what I'm going to do is here quickly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to log in with Hassan Raza, and what I'm going to do, I put a wrong password. You see that as I put a wrong password, you see that failed password for Hassan Raza. If you see that failed password for Hassan Raza, so this is, you know, the authentication related messages. It gives you that. So this is a very important one as well, which you should really you know, get your hands on. The next one is the dmesg, as I already actually dmesg command explained as well, that information related to the hardware devices and their drivers and peripheral devices, for example disks and the network, you know, it actually detects those messages. For example, as you know, the kernel detects the physical hardware devices associated with the server during the booting process, you know. So it captures the device's status, hardware errors, and, you know, some generic messages. The boot log, it's definitely an important one as well, and it usually you know, logs the message during the boot up process when the bootloader, you know, start the init process. So it actually, you know, basically records those messages during the startup of the virtual machine. The next one is the, you know, the HTTPD, that's the Apache server log. You know, this directory, you know, record the logs which have been, you know, sent by the Apache web server. Okay, don't worry about what is Apache web server. I'm going to cover this topic, and you will definitely enjoy this topic. To be very honest, you will enjoy this topic. So Apache server, you know, Apache server logging information, you know, are stored in two different log files. For example, in error logs and in access logs. So error logs basically is that if there is any error, you know, while accessing the web page, it will throw that error into the error log, you know. Same as the access log also, if you access and you get some you know, basically, you know, IP addresses, what IP addresses are accessing to this in the web page. And usually, you know, as a sysadmin, the access logs are very important, because sometimes, you know, we have the DOS or DDoS attack on our web server, where, you know, a user, you know, bad guys, you know, they send a lot of requests from different locations, you know, or from one location to the web server, you know, and web servers, you know, they get high loaded, and you know, cannot even handle the legitimate requests as well at that time, which, you know, definitely, you know, disturb the website, and it can give, you know, a big loss to the website. So for that, access logs are very, very important, and I will show you how we filter the IP addresses, and how, you know, this is a very important, very interesting topic. And mysqld, as you can see from the name, it usually, you know, record the messages of the database, okay, and the database related errors and queries, you know, they logged into the MySQL log. So that's, guys, pretty much it. I hope you like this video, and there was a lot of information, of course, which I can't cover because of the time and all these thing, but let me tell you that you will definitely enjoy going to enjoy this this series, the whole series, and you will learn tons of the material in this. So I would, you know, say to tune, you know, to my channel, and you know, bear with me, and you will learn a lot in this. I would also request you to please subscribe to my channel, and please share this with your friends who are also learning, or who wants to learn Linux. If there is any question, you can leave it in the comment, and definitely get back to you. And if you think that there is something missing, or if you think there is something wrong, please mention that too. I will happy to listen and, you know, improve myself as well. That's pretty much it, guys. You have a very good day or good night, and I will see you in next videos. Thank you very much, and enjoy Linux.